28 years ago, in a tunnel beneath the streets of Paris, Princess Diana of Wales lost her life. According to the official version, the tragedy was the result of a random car accident, with blame placed on both the paparazzi and the driver. But fans of Lady Di remained convinced that the crash was orchestrated by intelligence services. There are still unanswered questions. Where did the mysterious white Fiat, traces of which were found at the crash site, disappear to? What was Diana's driver's real condition that night? Why did Queen Elizabeth II show almost no grief after her daughter-in-law's death? And could the princess have been the victim of a royal conspiracy? Subscribe, hit the bell, and let's uncover the truth.
Uni-theory.
Diana was born in 1961 into the noble family of Earl Spencer. She grew up spoiled, yet deeply unhappy. Later, she admitted that she always felt unwanted and lonely in her own home, where showing affection to children was not customary. Her parents surrounded her with servants, gifts, and privileges, but rarely with hugs or kisses. When she was 8, the Spencers' marriage ended in a bitter divorce. Diana disliked studying. She preferred fun and helping others. She failed her exams twice at an elite boarding school for aristocrats and eventually started working as a kindergarten teacher. She often said that even then she had a feeling her life would take an extraordinary turn. And it did. At 16, Lady Di met the future heir to the British throne, Prince Charles, who at the time was courting her sister Sarah. Diana fell in love at first sight and even hung portraits of Charles in her bedroom. They met again 3 years later. By then, Charles was over 30, and all of Britain was waiting to see who would become his bride. While Queen Elizabeth II was seeking a suitable match, Charles was secretly involved with his longtime friend Camilla. Knowing the Queen would never approve, the two parted ways. Camilla married officer Andrew Parker Bowles, and Charles, much to his parents' delight, turned his attention to 19-year-old Diana Spencer. They dated for about a year. Friends recalled that Diana eagerly awaited every meeting and enjoyed her newfound status. What attracted her wasn't just Charles himself, but the aura of royalty surrounding him. She loved everything, from the conversations to the attention she received. So, when Charles proposed in early 1981, Diana immediately said yes. But life with a prince was far from a fairy tale. The first troubles appeared even before the wedding. Diana expected her future husband to put her first, to step away from royal duties and live for her. That didn't happen, and she began to feel neglected. Lady Di increasingly questioned Charles about his former girlfriends. That's when the Camilla story resurfaced. The prince insisted they were just friends, but Diana was anxious and unwilling to believe him. Friends remembered how Diana became jealous of almost everything. Camilla, the household staff, old friends, his hunting trips, even his beloved dogs. She began checking Charles's mail and listening to his calls. In some conversations, she thought she heard signs of betrayal. Her mood swings grew sharper, leading to emotional outbursts. She later said Charles ignored them. He, however, claimed he tried to calm her down, with little success. To make things worse, Diana developed bulimia. She later recalled it began after Charles casually remarked, "Oh, you're getting a bit chubby around the waist." Something inside her broke. But friends said her eating issues had already shown up during school years. After the birth of her sons, William and Harry, tensions escalated further. Arguments became constant. Diana even resorted to self-harm to get her husband's attention. But in public, she always smiled. No one suspected what was happening behind palace walls. The rift reached its peak by their 5th year of marriage. Yet Buckingham Palace refused to make their problems public. Charles and Diana continued to appear together at official events, maintaining the illusion of a happy marriage. Behind the scenes, however, both lived separate lives. Charles rekindled his affair with Camilla. Diana, meanwhile, had several lovers. Journalists counted about 6 serious relationships throughout her life. One of them, cavalry officer James Hewitt, was even rumored to be Harry's real father, though no evidence was ever found. But Diana sought comfort not only in men. She threw herself into charity work. It began with HIV and AIDS. In the 1980s, the public believed it was a disease of drug users and sex workers, and that it could spread through simple touch. Diana entered a hospital, removed her gloves, and shook hands with patients. For that era, it was a groundbreaking act. She later supported over 100 charitable organizations, visiting leprosy patients, homeless shelters, holding sick children in her arms. Though she spoke shyly, she could comfort people with just her presence. Friends said she was searching for the love she never received within the royal family. Her final great mission was the fight against landmines. In Angola, after years of war, there were nearly more mines than people. She didn't just meet survivors. She personally walked across a minefield wearing protective gear.
I'd like to be a queen of people's hearts, in people's hearts. But I don't see myself being queen of this country.
Unlike the cold royals, Diana was genuine, emotional, and human. She became a superstar, and it seemed to fuel her quiet rebellion against the monarchy. She anonymously shared personal details of her troubled marriage with journalists. 2 years later, Charles gave his own interview, and the public war escalated. When Diana finally spoke openly in the now famous Panorama interview, rumors spread that she had been tricked with forged documents suggesting she was under surveillance. Scared, she decided to reveal everything. For Elizabeth II, this was the final straw. The Queen ordered an immediate divorce. Diana spent her last days with Dodi Al-Fayed, son of an Egyptian billionaire. Some believed she used this relationship to make another lover, Surgeon Hasnat Khan, jealous. Dodi arranged a lavish yacht holiday for Diana and her sons. The couple seemed to deliberately pose for paparazzi. Journalists even reported that Diana once sailed directly to photographers, holding an impromptu press briefing on the water, declaring she would soon surprise the world with something shocking. This fueled rumors of her pregnancy and an upcoming marriage to Al-Fayed. Dodi's father, Mohammed Al-Fayed, later confirmed these suspicions. Such a union would have been a scandal for Buckingham Palace, but the romance ended tragically. On August 31st, 1997, Diana and Dodi died in a Paris car crash.
We have reports from Paris that Diana, Princess of Wales, has been killed in a car accident.
She was just 36 years old. The official explanation, their car was fleeing paparazzi when it entered a tunnel at over 100 km/h, lost control, and slammed into a pillar. Driver Henri Paul and Dodi died instantly. Diana was rushed to hospital but succumbed within hours. Only bodyguard Trevor Rees-Jones survived, though with severe injuries and memory loss. Accident or conspiracy? Was it really an accident? Police investigated for over 10 years. During that time, countless theories emerged. First, fragments of a headlight from another car, a white Fiat Uno, were found at the scene. Its role remains unclear. Some believed the Mercedes collided with it before losing control. Investigators traced a similar Fiat to photographer James Anderson, but his involvement was never proven. 3 years later, Anderson died under mysterious circumstances. Second, witnesses claimed Henri Paul had only 2 drinks before driving, yet his autopsy showed a shockingly high blood alcohol level. At such levels, he wouldn't have been able to walk straight, yet security cameras showed him appearing completely sober minutes before departure. Tests also revealed high levels of carbon monoxide in his blood, raising suspicions of a sample switch. Third, the Mercedes itself had been stolen months before the crash. When recovered, its computer system was tampered with. Journalists speculated it might have been fitted with remote control technology, making it impossible for the driver to steer or brake. Fourth, years later, a letter surfaced written by Diana to her butler. In it, she claimed to have been warned of a plot. She wrote, "My husband is planning an accident in my car, brake failure and serious head injury. That way he can marry without obstacles." The Daily Mirror later published this note. The royal family's reaction. Another mystery was the monarchy's response. When told of Diana's death, Queen Elizabeth II did not interrupt her holiday in Scotland. For several days, the palace acted as if nothing had happened. Flags were not lowered. Only when public outrage grew, with people flooding the streets in grief, did the Queen finally issue a statement.
In good times and bad, she never lost her capacity to smile and laugh, nor to inspire others with her warmth and kindness.
Only then were grand funeral rites arranged. Diana was laid to rest with full royal honors. Beyond these points, conspiracy theorists raised dozens more arguments. One may choose to believe them or not, but none were accepted by official investigators. The jury's conclusion was clear. The crash was caused by reckless paparazzi pursuit and a drunk driver. Yet the questions remain. Was it truly a tragic accident or a carefully planned assassination? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more.